It is the 41st millennium. Mankind battles for survival across the universe, besieged on all fronts by the heretic, the mutant, and the alien. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. One faction of Space Marines stands amidst the chaos, the mightiest of the Emperor's warriors, and a beacon of light in the darkness. This legion, the 9th Legion of Adeptus Astartes, the Blood Angels. Evening. Hello guys. Might help if I turn my camera on before I went live, huh? Alright. We have this very exciting article posted on Warhammer community if you didn't see it today. Space Marines and Such. What a great title that is. Good evening. Give people a couple of minutes to get in here. And then we'll talk about... We've got 3 army lists to look at. And we've talked the new article that was posted today to look at. And I'm curious to see... curious to hear your thoughts on the Fire Strike servo detachment turrets, because now you can give them assault. I mean, I guess, Chris, they're not that cost effective though, if I remember correctly. Fire Strike turrets, they're like 80 points for a... Is it like a... It's like a twin Las Talon, right? Is it that exciting? Fire Strike servo turret. Strength 10 -3, 2 shots, ballistic skill 2. I mean, I guess because you can overwatch on 4s. And you can have them. These guys come in units, don't they? Units of 2 Fire Strike turrets. I don't know. Strange way to kick the stream off. 2 of these for 160 points. I mean, they're the same points as a Gladiator Valiant, and the Valiant basically has the same weaponry, but a lot more toughness and a lot more wounds, double the wounds. I guess maybe Overwatch on 4s. Thing is, there's no weight of fire there. 2 las cannons hitting on 4s usually doesn't result in that much damage. Okay, interesting way to kick the stream off. Anyone else coming into the stream, hit the like button, because more people will see the stream if you hit the like button. Sustained hits being decent, if not useful, how would 2 heavy bolters work with BBQ main gun Ball Predator? I think that the Ball Predator with the Flamestorm cannon and the 2 heavy bolters is the way to run the Ball Predator right now. Yeah, I mean, I guess that'll change. Anyway, Space Marines and Such. What a great title. Wonder who came up with that. So, you know what? I didn't actually watch the video. This came up on my phone. Is it worth watching the video? I was going to say it's like a little preview of barely anything. Barely any preview. Okay. And then, so it's the whole weekend. It's everything. Okay, so it's just what's in the news article. So it's probably, I mean, you can watch the video if you want. So what we're getting is Codex Space Marines. We kind of knew that, so it's going to be pre-order next Saturday, because that's usually how this works, right? Maybe they said at the bottom of the article. I skimmed once we got past the Warhammer stuff. So usually these pre-orders go they go up the following Saturday from the Sunday they announce it, and then they usually get dispatched, I think, the following Saturday as well. Sometimes you're lucky and you get them on the Friday, which means Codex Space Marines will go on pre-order on Saturday the 30th. And it'll probably dispatch on the 6th or the 7th of October. So basically, every Space Marine player is going to need to buy this Codex. We'll get 7 new detachments. We know that. We've seen some previews and some leaks of them. Basically, they said including divergent chapters. So I'm just going to put notes down here because I don't have the prices, but I'm just going to put some notes. because I feel like it's a 2-week pre-order. So we'll dispatch on we'll get it on the 14th rather than the 7th. All right. So anyone joining the screen can see the notes. So the pre-order will be on the 30th. That's my birthday. So if you're going to pre-order it, do me a favor and pre-order it using Element Games List, because that's my birthday. So use my referral link. I'd appreciate that. It's going to release on the 14th. I think the Space Marine Codex, Codex Space Marines, I think... You know, I actually didn't look at the cost of the Tyranids Codex because I honestly didn't care about Nids. But I'm guessing it's 30 bucks, right? Do they even have it on here? This is Orcs. Why is this Orcs? Codex. Alright, so it's £35. £35 for the standard Codex. If you use Element Games, if you use my link to Element Games, you'll get it for $29.75 if you're in the UK. I mean, that's significant. Why? I was gonna say why it needs to be 35 bucks. I don't know, but there's a link to Element Games in this video description. It's in basically every video description on my channel. So please check that out if you are going to buy it. So I think regular Codex is going to be 35 bucks. It's a lot, man. The pre-order for there's a limited edition Codex. So let me tell you about the limited edition Codex. What do they say about it? Of course, if you're the First Company veterans, a regular Codex just won't do. That's where there's a luxury special edition Codex, unique cover art, foil details. So I guess that's like this foil bit on the front, maybe. Fletching glit paging edges, and this is strictly limited to a few thousand copies. So I was going to say, I have... God damn it, because I've tidied away all my 9th edition stuff. Do I have it somewhere? Oh, I think I tidy it all away, man. Did I tidy it all away? Because oh no, I've got it here. Perfect. So I have a limited edition Blood Angels Codex from last time, right? Like, I bought this last time round because I thought to myself, like, I never had a limited edition Codex before. So this is a limited edition Codex for Blood Angels for the 9th edition. And, like, if you compare it to if you compare it to the regular Space Marine Codex, it does have slightly different page colouring, I guess. And it has whatever you call this felt thing, this bookmarky thing, and it has a softer, like a soft finish. Like there's a bit of movement on the. Don't know if you might be able to hear that. There's like it's like a matte. It's hard to explain. It's like a matte / felt finish on the book. It feels nicer, but I think this one was like 50. And I don't know if I ever felt like, and it's glossy, you can see like it shimmers, whereas the regular one doesn't have shimmery text. So this was like 20 bucks more, and I think, I don't want to say it's not good, but I guess if you're on a budget, I would say it's probably not worth it. I think this one was 50 before. So we reckon now this one's double. So you think the limited edition will be 60 to 70? And based on my experience of this last one, I might give it a pass. And if this limited edition one is really, really good, I guess you guys can tell me that it's really, really good. But I can't decide if this is worth it, because I'm actually at the point where, like, I have a lot of old books now that are taking up space in my house, and I kind of want to throw some of them away because they're, you know, these, like, how many of these books have you got from previous editions? I don't have that much space. I get 2 kids now, so I don't know. Okay, I just wanted to throw that out there. That's what I think the Codex will be will cost. And if you're on a budget, I didn't feel too impressed about the last one. Someone should buy your limited edition one for your birthday. I mean, you said it, Mike, so I think you have to make it happen. I'm just fucking with you. Alright, Captain on a jump pack. Individual Primaris characters. What are they costing these days? Like, what does Dante cost? Would a Captain on a jump pack be as expensive as Dante? That's the old Dante. The new Dante is, so maybe like $25 for the Captain on a jump pack, you reckon? I think $25 is about the standard for a Primaris character. It could even be somewhere a little bit higher, like $27.50. Dante without the 10% off is $27.50. Yeah, you know, we'll say that's going to be $27.50. I'm going to have to budget because I can probably only afford like a couple of things next month. You're already working on something for my birthday. That's very kind. I wasn't expecting anything, Mike. Yeah, so the captain will be $27.50 probably. The chaplain in Terminator armor. This is a cool one because they released a limited edition chaplain a little while ago, didn't they? They released like basically this guy, but not with the assembly option of the relic shield. I actually think giving this guy a shield is pretty cool because the Stormbolter doesn't do too much, and this is a good sculpt. I like a lot about it. Blake just got into Blood Angels. You've been awesome. Blake, thank you so much. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the chapter. We're here every week. Multiple times every week doing Blood Angels content. Okay, so this... I was going to say, how much are they... They don't really sell very many individual Terminator captains at the moment, right? Do they? Like, is there any Terminator characters you can just buy outright? I'm not so sure there is. No. I mean, there's like an old Firstborn Space Wolf. Or there's the Warhammer Plus 2-year anniversary Terminator. Oh, I mean, the Blood Angels Terminator. I think he's going to be about the same. I think he's probably going to be somewhere like $27.50. I can't see him being less than that. It's £21 for the Terminator Librarian, but he's an older Firstborn sculpt. So yeah, I think the Terminator Chaplain is a guess. You can kill me next week, but just so you know, right, like what to expect on Saturday morning, I guess, right? So I think you'll be about that. Company heroes. So company heroes are obviously a new squad replacing the Firstborn company heroes. You're going to get basically 2 veterans, the Ancient, the company champion, and I'm not sure who this guy is. Is he just like a captain? It's funny because I was building a company veteran squad. So you used to get 2 veterans, the champion, the ancient, and the apothecary. Well, there's no apothecary there right now. Or there's no apothecary anymore. So who is this guy? Satan, good evening. How are you? The captain, the ancient. So he's a captain. Yeah, I mean, he looks like a captain, I guess, with a power sword and a bolt gun. Captain, ancient, champion, and 2 veterans. This will be an expensive squad, I'm guessing. Like, because I know, like, this chapter champion on his own, I just bought him not too long ago. Like, from... Like, straight up bought him from Games Workshop. He was made to order, right? I think he was about $22.50 on his own. I guess you do get better deals when you... Let me just sign in and tell you how much he was on his own. You know what, the embarrassing fact is I haven't even opened the box he came in, because originally I was going to pair him to my Blade Guard, and then I decided that I haven't really been playing Blade Guard, to be totally honest with you. Well, not in more than Not in more than like small squads. All right, yeah, like so here. Look, here's the Primaris Company champion. He was 2250 on his own. So what do people think this squad's going to cost? Like, it's going to be like I have no idea actually what that squad's going to cost, because it's 5 characters and they're charged 22. I don't think they can cost 100 quid. A good you. If I go on to Games Workshop and we look at like, because there were some other sets that were kind of ridiculous, like these Honored of the Chapter. This was one of the sets I was thinking about. This is as close as you're going to get, right? Where it's like you've got an Ancient and you've got like 3 Blade Guard veterans and 3 Eradicators, a Chaplain and a Judiciar. I believe that's still the only way to get the Judiciar. So yeah, so they're charging 95, 2, 4, 9 models, so they're about £10 a model. So yeah, maybe the veterans will be somewhere. Jason says 65 to 75. I mean, that seems pricey to me, Jason. I think I'm going to go for 50 to 60. But hey, if you're in the UK, you know you can get like 20% off with Element Games, 15% on like stuff like Dante, and on some of these other bundles, yeah, somewhere between like 20%. So definitely use a reseller, I guess, here in the UK. I'm trying to think, like, the strength of a veteran squad. Like, would I buy a veteran squad based on the fact that one guy's got a bolter, one guy's got that sword and it gives +1 to charge, you've got the Ancient who gives them OC2, you've got one guy with a heavy bolter and one guy with a... and one... I guess captain with a sword. I actually don't think this is a very strong squad with the models that are shown here. Like the cool thing about the Firstborn squad was you could do all sorts of weird janky stuff and customize a squad. I don't think this is a strong squad. I don't think I'm going to buy this. I think they obviously sold the champion before on his own. I guess if you're desperate to attach the champion to Blade Guard veterans, maybe you want to buy it. The captain comes with a lot of upgrades, but none of which, like, I was going to say, none of which sound all that appealing to Blood Angels. Like, I have a few different Primaris captains. Like, I have the one that we had, like, in the old box that basically has this, like, the bolter and the sword. I have the limited edition Games Day one, which was, like, the plasma pistol and the power fist. I don't really run any of them ever. So I don't really know if a regular Firstborn captain is all that exciting. I think the captain with the jump pack further up is way more exciting, right, for Blood Angels. But yeah, I'm not sure about the squad. I think it's going to be a pricey squad. It's fine. We're going to get the multi-part kit for these new Terminators, and the new Terminators are awesome. The multi-part kit definitely helps because it gives you the chain fists and gives you the cyclone missile launcher, and gives you a heavy flamer as well. I'm guessing they still have Terminator squads. Yeah, they had like Scarab Occult Terminators there on the Games Workshop website for like 37.50. So I'm guessing the new Terminators will be somewhere around 45 as a guess. They might be cheaper because I think Blade Guard are like 35 and you only get 3. So maybe Terminators even as much as 50. I occasionally run the Power Fist Plasma Pistol Limited Edition one, says Mike. Yeah, I mean, if I was going to run one, that'd probably be the one that I would run because I don't think there's much strength in a power sword. Did that captain come with a shield? Like, can this guy get the shield and be the guy that can join the Blade Guard veterans? Because if he can't get the shield, and he can't join Blade Guard veterans, because I think the Blade Guard are the squad that make the most sense for that captain to attach to, right? Captain on the Bike's the only one I've run and had the points worth. I think the Captain on the Bike's going to disappear. I don't think he's going to be in the new codex, which is very sad because I made 2 of them last edition and magnetized a bunch of options for them, but I don't think they're going to exist anymore. I think they're going to be legends. I've given up coming upset about legend stuff because everything I have seems to be going to legends, or basically everything that's not Primaris is going to legends at some point in the future. Okay, then we've got the Jump Intercessors. Now, I feel like I'm going to buy a squad of these guys because I like the new jump packs. I'm not a huge fan of the nonsense tactical rocks that they've sat them on, but I guess that's true to the old assault squads, you know, because they came with tactical rocks like that and they were quite unique. I hope at some point they just sell those jump packs. I don't know if they will, but like at the moment they do sell firstborn jump packs just on the Games Workshop site. And well, they'd sold them a few weeks ago. I haven't checked in a few weeks. Jump packs. Yeah, I mean they sold 5 of them for £6. I mean I would pay £10, I suppose, probably for 5 of the jump intercessor ones, just because. But the thing is, like, everyone's got tons of assault intercessors lying around and regular intercessors, so you could convert these guys. Someone's saying you could 3D print the jump packs. I don't. We. I guess if you. I was going to say, I don't know if I can endorse 3D printing, but here's the thing. I've definitely bought third-party stuff from, like, Cromlech. Because when I wanted to convert a bunch of Vanguard veterans, I looked on eBay and people were wanting like £3 or £4 per jump pack. So I went to Cromlech, which I guess now is Bits of War. I guess they've changed their name or something like that. And I just searched like Storm Shields. Because I was like, and I found, I guess they don't have them anymore. Weird. Oh no, they don't call them Storm Shields. These. So I found these, which I think they look pretty Imperium, you know, with the wreaths and the skulls. And I painted the crosses like red. I mean, they're kind of Templar-y. But I think I needed like 25 Storm Shields. I literally wasn't willing to pay £4, I think it was like £4 plus delivery from each one off eBay. So I bought like, from this site, I bought like 25 Storm Shields. And I was, to me, like all my Vanguard veterans have these shields. There's maybe a couple that have the regular ones. But yeah, they call them Space Legions over in this website. I'd be surprised if they don't have jump packs for the Space Legions before too often. I don't know if you can search this website very well. Search jump packs. So they don't have yet, but who knows? I wish Games Workshop would just sell these jump packs because people are going to convert them anyway. But yeah, the jump pack intercessors, I guess they have the most. They have me the most interested, but at the moment in the current meta, I'm so, you know, like I kind of thought it was a bit funny in this article because there was like, I think it was down here further where they showed this lieutenant you could buy. Why anyone would need another lieutenant at this point is beyond me, but it was like optional assembly, or no, was it the lieutenant? Maybe it was, yeah, it was this guy, the captain of the jump pack. They put on it optional assembly chainsword. I'm like looking at them going like, literally everybody is saying chainswords suck. No one is saying chainswords are any use whatsoever since they made it that the points don't, the captain doesn't become cheaper by taking a worse weapon option anymore. Whereas before, if you get the captain with the chainsword, you saved like 5 points because the power sword costs 5 points and the power fist costs 10 or 15 points and the thunder hammer costs 20. So there was actually like a gameplay decision to take the chainsword, right? Because you were like, I want my captain because of his aura or his buff. I'm not so worried about his weapon, so I'll take the chainsword. But now it's like, you know, they're putting on the box or they're putting on the thing, optional assembly chainsword. No one cares. Everyone's like, yeah, there's no chance of making this with the chainsword. It sucks. Like, one of the common bits of feedback we get on the Blood Angels Discord is like, I really hate it how I can't run my death company with chainswords anymore. It's like, yeah, because they suck. You know, it's as simple as that. They've got no AP. They've got no strength. So why on earth you'd want your captain who can have a free power fist? Looks better in red anyway, let's be real. Of course, the Blood Angels would have the power fist. It's the stinky Ultramarines that have the chainsword. But Yeah. Okay, so I think jump pack intercessors. I think they will be. What do they charge for assault? 10 assault intercessors. I bet you they're going to be the same price as 10 assault intercessors. Let's have a look. Assault intercessors. The website's slow today. Vagabond says 35. That's probably about right. Assault intercessors 37.50. All right, let's say they're going to be 35 to 37.50, somewhere in that region. Jason's guessing 35 as well. See, because I kind of want the jump pack captain, I kind of want the jump intercessors, and I kind of want the codex. That's going to be £100 just before we even look at the limited edition codex. So I think that's possibly going to be as much as I can feasibly order. The Sternguard veterans. So this is obviously an upgrade or a multi-part version of the Sternguard. And they have a brand new pyro cannon as the heavy weapon. And it's a heavy weapons choice. I don't think the pyro cannon was on their data sheet in the index, right? Sternguard. No, so the pyro weapon is pyro is the weapon that the Infernus squad have. So I'm guessing it's some sort of heavy. Apparently, I can't spell Infernus. I can't spell it. Why is it not finding it? The Infernus squad's basically got strength 5. So I'm guessing basically the difference between a flamer and a pyroblaster is that the pyroblaster has 1 more strength. So if I had to guess, then I would guess that this pyroblaster, the new Sternguard weapon, is basically a strength 6 heavy flamer, right? Not certain the jump pack intercessors come in a box of 10. No, I think you would be paying $35 for 5 of them, dude. I think they'll be the same price as the 10-man assault intercessors, is what I'm trying to say. But you probably. I was going to say, how many do you need to realistically buy? I think. Here's the thing, Games Workshop know a bunch of us have assault intercessors. Because I think I have 3 or 4 squads of assault intercessors unbuilt. And I maybe have like 1 or 2 squads of intercessors unbuilt. So I don't think they're going to sell the jetpacks anytime soon. Because people will just buy the jetpacks and save themselves a heap of money. So, yeah, I think we're going to, if we want these guys, we're going to have to buy them, I guess. Apparently the Space Marine Christmas box has 15 of the jump intercessors. Oh, thanks for sharing that, Crozier. I guess that's good to know if anyone was waiting or anyone was wanting. You need 30 for 3 Sanguinary Priests. I don't think 10-man jump squads are really all that viable in the current meta. They just die too quickly and they're too difficult to hide. So Sternguard veterans, I guess if you want more veterans with combi weapons, which I think is kind of niche, or the bolters or the pyroblasters, I think Sternguard are not really a Blood Angel squad. You can do something nichey with them, with like an apothecary and bolter discipline or lieutenant, but yeah, 2 5-man squads would work. That's probably the best option. There's a couple of 5-man squads. Alright, we got 81 people watching live and we only got 16 likes on the stream. Can we boost that up, please, if you've got 1 second, guys, please? We then have another Primaris Lieutenant, who is the Strike Force Augustus Primaris Lieutenant. He's finally got a standalone release. He's fine. If you're desperate for a lieutenant with some options, he would be fine. I guess a lieutenant these days. Well, one, I can't spell lieutenant, so I'm just going to call him a Primaris LT. How much is a lieutenant going for? Primaris Lieutenant. The other lieutenants, they're actually kind of cheaper. £20. This one with the power sword is $22.50. So maybe you're. Oh, Primaris. Oh, and the one with the storm shield. This is possibly, if you want to buy lieutenant, I honestly think the one with the storm shield is possibly the best one, right? Because he's got a good melee weapon and a storm shield and an average pistol. I think you should almost buy this one. How do you like the stream? You just click the big button, and the big thumbs up button underneath. That's what you do. So Lieutenant will probably be like 22.50 to 25. But I honestly see no reason why to buy this new Lieutenant. Just get the Storm Shield one. Is he not better? I was going to say, can we just look at the Lieutenant's data sheet and just agree that the Storm Shield one is better? L-I-E-U-T. This isn't the one with the combi weapon. He's probably still a limited edition to the part to the Leviathan box set for a little while. So we get to Primaris Lieutenant. So again, he's not in Phobos armor, he's not in Reaver armor. He's just a Primaris Lieutenant. His weapon options are a bolt pistol, a mastercrafted bolt rifle, and a close combat weapon. So the model's bolt rifle can be replaced with a plasma, a mastercrafted power weapon, which is basically a blade guard sword, or a power fist. Or this model's bolt pistol can be replaced with a mastercrafted and close combat weapon can be replaced with a Neo-Volkite pistol, a mastercrafted weapon, and a storm shield. Or the bolt pistol can be replaced with a heavy bolt pistol. I mean, a bolt pistol and a heavy bolt pistol, whoop-de-doo, it's like 1 extra AP and like 6 more inches of range or something. And this model's close combat can be replaced with the power weapon or the power fist. So based on the fact that Lieutenant only really has a bolt rifle, a mastercrafted bolt rifle, I mean, I guess that's not terrible. I just think the Storm Shield gives him a 4-up invuln, which I think is just, if he loses his squad, he's always going to be better to have a Storm Shield and have some survivability, right? Can he doesn't seem to limit his... Excuse me. It doesn't seem to limit who he can join by his loadout. Obviously, there's other lieutenants like the Reaver Lieutenant or the Phobos Lieutenant, and they're limited. Hey Ray, how you doing? The Storm Shield one is push fit from the 9th edition box. Yeah, he is, and you can also get him, I guess. Well, he was there on the Games Workshop website for like $22.50. I mean, he's got the good... if you're playing Blood Angels, you want to be able to do some damage in combat, so you've got the sword, he's got the pistol, he's got the shield. I think that's the best Lieutenant, honestly. Next up, we've got the Brutalis Dreadnought. I guess we can probably guess the price of the Brutalis Dreadnought based on the price of a Redemptor Dreadnought, because they'll be like damn near similar. They're basically the same kit, right? So $45 for Games Workshop. That's when it becomes significant if you start looking on like the Element games, right? And like I said earlier in the stream, I've got a link in all my video descriptions to buy models through Element Games. If you buy that from Element Games in the UK, you save basically like $7. It's significant. If you wanted 2 Brutalis, even 3 Brutalises, that's $20 in your hand. So I think the Brutalis will be $45, maybe 50, because if you think what they did with the Repulsor Executioner, it was basically the same kit, but they pushed it up $5 because it's like the newer release. Do Blade Guard require a certain loadout to join, or is that just for captains? You know what? Maybe the Blade Guard have a stipulation on them about who they can join. I think that's making sense. It's been a while. I've been running my Blade Guard without a character attached, but I think you might be right in that. Like, let's have a look. No, maybe you are. Maybe you're not. It doesn't appear that you have to have... It doesn't mention anything about having to have a certain loadout. I thought it did. But maybe I'm getting confused. Okay, so we've got the Redemptor Dreadnought there as well. I got too many tabs open. Sorry, the Brutalis Dreadnought. So, right now I'm not convinced on the Brutalis Dreadnought. He's gone down in points, but you still have to run him across the battlefield. But the Firestorm detachment for him sounds really interesting to me too. So the Firestorm detachment says when he's within 12 inches, he gets +1 to his weapons strength. So if you tell me his multi-meltas are now strength 10, and I have to be running him forward towards the enemy anyway, that starts to sound pretty interesting with me. With the fists or the talons, I feel like you can go either way. The advantage, I suppose, of like having the fists is that you get to keep your bolt rifles. The talons you don't, but the talons get 4 extra attacks with a sweep profile. This guy does up to 6 mortal wounds when he charges, and then you can play tank shock as well. So it's like the +1 strength you get from Blood Angels here doesn't help all that much, because you're hitting on strength 12 or you're hitting on strength 13 for the most part. It doesn't help all that much. So having your multi-meltas at strength 10 is kind of a breakpoint and might help. And like I said, he can do 12 mortal wounds when he charges anyway, so I'm not sure you need much more than strength 12 if you're already potentially doing 12 mortal wounds when you charge. So I think the Brutalis Dreadnought is pretty decent. He's much better now with his points cost. I've got one of these guys that I need to get assembled, but I think, yeah, if you want to buy them, that'll be what they cost, 45 to 50 bucks. And then finally, the last unit that they're releasing... Oh, no, it's not. We're getting a combat patrol as well. Sorry, I missed that. We've got Desolation Marines, the Desolation Squad. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter what they cost. Put them in the bin. They're way too expensive now. 200 points for 5. They literally said in their MetaWatch article, they were like, we don't want to make any unit too expensive and unplayable, and then they just went to Desolation Marines. We're going to increase them by 67% in like 2 months. They released at 24 points per model. They're now 40 points per model. So 40 divided by 24 is 66.6, repeating, of course. So they went up 66% in points costs over 2 patches. I mean, just put them in the bin. I don't know. I mean, they'll be 35 to 40, but like, no one should be buying these. They suffer from the same problem that Sanguinary Guard suffer, in that Games Workshop don't know how to balance them. They literally have no place in the army. Rip Desolation Squad. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with these guys. Whatever they were thinking was wrong. But yeah, they're. I don't even think they're that good for a shooting force anymore. I think I would just get rid of them. Don't buy them. Don't field them. They've had the same like. Sometimes when something comes out that's way too powerful, they hit them with so many nerfs so quickly that they instantly lose their Vavavoom or whatever. They're just gone. They're rubbish. And you can't even take them in a 10-man squad either, so you can't even buff them effectively anymore. So there's that. And then you've got your Combat Patrol for the Space Marines. Combat Patrols usually cost about £80. So I guess if you need the Terminators and the Terminator Captain and the Terminator Librarian and 5 Infernus Marines, you're probably looking somewhere 80, 85, I think, for what Combat Patrols are charging for the moment. I feel like I'm not excited about that Combat Patrol though. Oh, sorry, Combat Patrols are 95 now. See, I don't buy anything from Games Workshop. I buy it all through Element Games. And when you talk about a Combat Patrol, they're 95 on Games Workshop. They're 80. They're 80 flat, basically. Or 80 and change. So these are 95 now. Well, okay. Yeah, so I'm not convinced on this Combat Patrol. I guess, like, if you didn't buy Leviathan, then maybe there's a reason to pick this up, but none of these units are getting much play for Blood Angels in terms of competitive sense right now. Like, oh, Riz, how you doing? We've just been working out UK-ish prices for everything that they released today. It's for pre-order next Saturday the 30th. I need to put a reminder on my phone so I don't forget this, to be honest. Because normally if I don't remind myself, I forget. And then they said that it's going to be a 2-week pre-order. So out in the middle of October. That's about a month before I go to GT, so I'm not sure if... I'm not sure I'm desperate for any of this to take to the GT. It would be a good box if you didn't have Leviathan. Yeah, that's why it's always good to buy those Leviathan boxes, because I think Leviathan was only like 30 or 40 bucks more than that. And the thing about Leviathan was you got way more, and then you could trade. So it's always good to buy the Monopose starting sets, or yeah. They then have a set of Space Marine dice. I was gonna say, I don't even know what they're charging for dice these days. I did buy the Sanguinary Guard dice not that long ago. 20-25 for dice, maybe. They probably don't have any of the... Yeah, probably, like, you've got Raven Guard dice there, Sons of Horus dice, 25. White Scar dice, 25. Yeah, Iron Hands. Oh, they even have Blood Angels dice. Oh, these are the Horus Heresy dice. But regardless, yeah, I think you're probably 25 for the dice, and the cards 10 to 15. Space Marines have a lot of cards actually. 15. They said they reduced the number of data sheets, didn't they? So let's say 15. $32 was the US Tyranid dice. Want to buy the Biologist as a solo model. Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. I think if you want the Biologist as a solo model, the best way to do it would probably be eBay, right? Surely someone's got a Biologist on there. I actually can't spell that. Warhammer Biol. Oh, like it comes up as an auto-suggested term. Hey, you can get them for a tenner. You can get them for £7 on eBay. There you go. 99 cents. Bid it up. I was going to say, are there any actual, like... This one's buy it now for a tenner. Last one, 59 sold. You know what? Normally when someone says something like this on stream, I'll go onto eBay and I'll find it, and then I'll think to myself, I would like one of them, and by the time I come off stream, you guys have already bought it. So... Basically, word of warning, who said they wanted to buy the Biologist solo, Christopher? You need to buy this literally right now, because someone else in the stream is buying it to steal it from under your feet. Here's another one, $10.99, buy it now. Another one, 10. I mean, that's a good price. That's literally like, if Games Workshop put this guy out, he's gonna be like 25 to 30. You know it's gonna happen. So if you can get them buy it now for a tenner, like, do it. I mean, you could be really mean and buy all of them and then just relist them all at 25. They're going to sell because Games Workshop are going to... There's actually a lot here, so you wouldn't be able to do that. But yeah, go here and buy that. If you want a Biologist, eBay. Trust me, I use eBay for Warhammer all the time. I bought like... I can't even remember what it was. It was like... I bought bits of one of the other box sets. Like, maybe it was Blade Guard or something. And I got them for like £10 for 3 Blade Guard or something. I think that's what it was. It was like Blade Guard Veterans, £10 for 3, but they didn't have the instructions. I was like, literally, you can go on Google and just like, if you just Google, like, Blade Guard Veteran instructions... PDF, Google's even auto-completing it for me. There's a Reddit called Warhammer Instructions. Look, there you go. Here's all the pictures of the instructions. How hard was that to find? It was literally the #1 Google search. So like someone put like 3 Blade Guard on eBay for like £10 and said there's no instructions. I was like, sure. It's not a big deal for me. And then you can get your chapter approved mission deck. So that's all the pre-orders. There's some Space Wolf kits, I guess. There's some other books coming out. There's the new Flesh Tearers novel, which would be cool. I might actually pick this up. Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to write this on the list. Flesh Tearers novel. Tony's just joined the stream and he hates the Flesh Tearers. So, what's this novel called? Wrath of the Lost. What do these hardback novels usually sell for? About $12.99, right? I think I bought the Astrath one. I've got it right here, actually. Right next to my unopened Company Champion. This company champion is a different helmet though than the one that they showed on the on that. Oh yeah, he's got like a golden wreath helmet that they didn't show it on that on the community article. This is the Astaroth book, and it was $12.99 UK, $19 US. So US gets like charged like 30-40% more. That's not a limited edition book. That's just like this is hardback, is it? Does it say between the Great Rift of High Fleet Leviathan, ever-present pool of the Black Rage, things are looking pretty bad for the Flesh Tearers. Their eventual campaign to Skurabal has left them with drastically reduced numbers and an influx of Primaris reinforcements. Oh, Seth's gonna love that. So they need to get recruiting sharpish. Unfortunately, their home path of Croatia is fallen eerily quiet, and there's precious little time to investigate. A chaplain and an apothecary, neither of whom have ever set foot on their homeworld, must retrace their journey of their founder in The Wrath of the Lost by Chris Forrester. I don't think I've read any books by Chris Forrester. Has anyone read by Chris? It's now returning. Oh, it's a paperback edition. All right, cool. So even better. Paperback. I do like hardbacks, but I'll take paperback. Probably $7-8.99 for that. So that is the list of things. The dice usually do cost like $20-25, honestly. I bought the Sanguinary Guard dice, and they were expensive, man. Let me see if I can tell you how much I paid for the Sanguinary Guard dice. Because I think they'll be the same price, right? I bought the Sanguinary Guard dice. I used them like one time on stream, and people were like, we can't read the numbers on the Sanguinary Guard dice. I was like, my god, how annoying. What a waste of my money. Let me check. I don't actually know where I ordered the Sanguinary Guard dice from. Maybe they were on sale at Element Games. Yeah, sometime, maybe they were for sale there. Actually, not from the Games Workshop website. If something is on Element Games, I literally always buy it there because I'm cheap. Order history. Yeah, so Leviathan off Element Games was $119. That's very decent. The Sanguinary dice from Element Games were $17.60 dice, a set with a 20% discount. So $17.60 with a 20% discount would be, I guess their dice are like $22.50. What did I say? 25? So the dice will probably be like $22.50 for 12. Delicious got a Ballistus Dread for $25 the other day with free shipping. Was that eBay? That's a really good deal, actually. The Sanguinary Guard are diced or cursed, says Tom. Well, I don't use them because people said they couldn't read them on the stream. Not as cursed as the Death Guard 8th edition dice. Yeah, trust me, if you're looking for individual... I've had so many good deals on eBay. Like, so many good deals. Because I don't really care about the boxes and the rules. Sorry, not the rules, the instructions and stuff like that. That stuff all goes in the bin generally for me anyway. So if I can get the characters that I want, like if I didn't have a biologist, hell yeah, I'd be buying one for £9. That's a great deal. I don't even. Is there? I was going to say, the only aggressor model that I can think of, not aggressor, Gravis. I was going to say, there's like one character in Gravis armor. Is he not like Tor Gadon or something? Yeah, it's like this. Not the only Gravis character that we have. This Imperial Fist character, right? So he's $27.50. So that's how much your biologist is going to cost from Games Workshop. So it's literally less than 50%. Oh, Captain in Gravis. Thank you, Captain in Gravis. That's why you guys are here. All right, Captain in Gravis. This guy's 25. Okay. You can buy 7 kilograms of sweet potatoes for £9. I mean, great. I love sweet potato fries, but I don't know if I want 7 kilograms of them. Yeah, so your Captain Gravis is 25. So if you can get your biologist for a tenner, or even with postage, like £12 from eBay. What was the guys up at the top charging for postage? This guy's $10.99 free postage. This guy's a winner. What a legend. Just look over here. This guy's got 100% positive feedback, 268 reviews. I mean, like, that is a 100% legit transaction. I like the Torgadon model. What would you use him for? Is there a proxy you could use him for? Rezio. Okay, and then there's some other stuff. So that is the article, and this is the cost of things that we think. I guess I'll share this on the Discord. But yeah, the things that I think that I'm most interested in is the captain of the jump pack, the jump pack intercessors. The Brutalist is pretty interesting if you don't have one, but it's not that interesting because I've had it for a while and I've not built it. The Flesh Tearers novel, I'll grab that because I do like Our Brothers in Red. And for the Codex, I feel like I'm not gonna go for the limited edition Codex, just because, like I said, the difference between the two Codex last time didn't make me feel like it was justified. So I think last time the Codex was £30 and the limited edition one was 40. But I just don't know if I feel like it's justified. Like, is it? Who's buying the limited edition Codex? Is anyone like, fuck yeah, I want that limited edition Codex? Like, if you are feeling that way, tell me. Who's feeling that way? Yeah, that's what it cost last time. Like, Codex Blood Angels Collector's Edition was 40. So last time the limited edition or the Collector's Edition was only £10 more expensive than the regular one. But even at £10 more, I was like, is it worth it? I don't know if it is. There's not that much in it that makes it... It's literally got one... It's literally got a bit of thread in it so you can keep your page. Alright, let's look at some army lists, because we've got some army lists. If anyone needs to jump back to this pre-order thing, do you know what? I'll just post this in Discord right now as like guest prices or prices we came up with on stream. So if anyone wants the prices, Daniel says meh. I guess. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about the limited edition Codex. It's like, it is a bit meh. Like, I don't know if it's worth it. Okay, army lists then. We got a few to look at today. First one is by Darren Emery. And this is a Sons of Sanguinius list, which we don't see all that much. 2,000 point list. He's got Dante, he's got 3 Ballistus Dreadnoughts. Okay, when it starts with Dante, I'm not expecting 3 Ballistus Dreadnoughts. And it's a Sons of Sanguinius detachment. Okay, so 3 Ballistus Dreadnoughts, 3 Brutalis Dreadnoughts, 3 Death Company Dreadnoughts, 3 regular Dreadnoughts. What the fuck is Dante even doing in this list? Oh my god, I was like, okay, it's Dante and Sons of Sanguinius. It's not. It's Dante and 12 Dreadnoughts. And for... I guess he couldn't be bothered... he couldn't be bothered working out lots of different Dreadnoughts, so he just took 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, cool. Interesting list. Aggressor and Firestorm detachment with a captain and a biologist with +3 strength enhancement on the captain is going to be fun. Yeah, I mean, I think the aggressors are fun already. I don't even know if they need +1 strength from the Firestorm detachment, because the thing about the aggressors is you're going after the auto wounds, right? Alright. So he's going to hold the Death Company reserve Dreadnoughts in reserve. I guess that makes sense because 3 of them is like 495 points, is that right? 160 plus 160, yeah, 495. So he's literally 5 points under the strategic reserve limit. He's going to deep strike Dante on his own. I guess Dante is... it's a pity he didn't have the Sanguiner. The Sanguiner would have been better here, surely, because heroic intervention, lone operative, all that nonsense. The regular Dreads could be swapped out for Furiosos, in which case Dante would be swapped out with a Captain or a Terminator. Yeah, I mean, I might drop 1 Dreadnought, put in a Tech Marine, because you've got like 11 Dreadnoughts still, so you're going to get some value out of there. Drop in the Sanguiner because he's got the lone operative shenanigans, and then you could probably drop in, like, at that point, could you drop in some Imperial henchmen or something? Just one squad to sit on your backfield, maybe hold it with like the 5 henchmen. I don't know. I don't know if there's much to say about this list. Is this a serious list? Probably not. 3 Brutalises and 3 Ballistas. I mean, 3 Ballistas will kill stuff. They will definitely kill some stuff. I think there's like 6 las cannon shots and 6 cracked missiles. Meanwhile, 3 Brutalis just run across the battlefield, and then I guess the regular Firstborn Dreadnoughts is some more missiles and some more las cannons. I was going to say, I would think it might struggle against Horde lists, but then he's got a bunch of heavy flamers, and the Brutalises have the talons, so they can do the swipes. I'm not sure if I feel like multi-meltas would have been the best choice here. You'd probably be better just having heavy bolters, honestly, on the Brutalises. But I guess there's an argument for the multi-meltas to have that like one-off smash when they actually get through. If this was a Black Templar list with Redemptors, it would be dangerous. Yeah, it's not the greatest list for Blood Angels, but it would be a fun list. For a list like this, I don't know what you're expecting me to review. Like, I wouldn't play 12 Dreadnoughts personally. This is classic Darian, is it? I don't know if I've met Darian or I've seen one of his lists before. Yeah, I mean, I think like if you've got 12 Dreadnoughts, you probably get quite a bit of value out of having a Tech Marine. I think the Sanguiner gives you more options than Dante on his own some, because he will inevitably get shot and killed pretty easily, whereas the Sanguiner could potentially not get shot and killed, and could help do some deep strike shenanigans. And then, yeah, I mean, a Tech Marine's like 65 points, plus 20 more points for the Sanguiner. That does leave like 50 points, so you could do a squad of Voidsmen at arms. The Tech Marine is awkward now, yes, because you have to repair at the start of your turn. But I feel like with 11 Dreadnoughts, you're going to get some value out of there. With a +1 to hit, you're definitely going to get at least 1 repair a game, I think. And he does have lone operative as well, so you could sit on an objective, I suppose. Yeah, okay, this is a strange list, Darian. Thank you for the submission. I don't think I have much wisdom to give to you. I was going to say, the other thing I might think about, though, is if that is going to be your list, then would you not maybe just be better playing it as Gladiatus? Because you could just use Heavy Doctrine, turn 1 to get all your Dreadnoughts advancing and shooting to go up the board. How much... This list lost, like, how many points in the last change? It must be like 300. Yeah, I mean, the Brutalises went down a lot. The Ballistases went down a bit as well. And yeah, you're probably right. Probably went down like 200-300 points. Miguel says the Sanguiner is really useful. The Black Templar detachment makes good Dreadnoughts. I mean, they nerfed Redemptor Dreadnoughts last edition because Black Templars made them too good, right? So we kind of know that Black Templars can make Dreadnoughts very, very good. Okay, Chris is up next. Chris Dryson. He's running the Gladiatus Task Force with a Primaris Apothecary Curie, and then a Primaris Lieutenant with Bolter Discipline. He's got 1 squad of Heavy Intercessors, which I've talked about a bit this week, and I think that they're really good. He's got an Impulsor. He's got Eliminators with the Snipers. He's got Eradicators with a Multi-Melta. Nope, he's just got Eradicators all with Melta rifles. I feel like you can give one of them a multi-melta for free, so you should do that. He's got a Lancer. He's got the Hellblasters. I assume the Hellblasters are maybe inside the Impulsor, but we'll come back to that. He's got the 10-man Infernus Marines. He's got Librarian Dreadnought, which I think is a really good unit. The teleport from Librarian Dreadnought can have a ton of value in it. He's got a Repulsor Executioner, which I think is decent as well, 230 points. Hard to know if the Repulsor Executioner is dwarfed by the Land Raider, though, for only 10 points more. I feel like it's kind of the better choice, personally. I think if you've got 10 more points, I would take the Land Raider, but I don't think the Executioner is necessarily bad. You've got 10 Sternguard, you've got the Thunderstrike in there as well, you've got a Whirlwind as well, and then you've got a Calidus Assassin. Do you know what? I'm really guilty of not having looked at the assassins this edition, right? Like, I guess I've just been focused fully on Blood Angels, and I really haven't looked at assassins. Maybe we should look at assassins on the Grot's channel, actually. Yeah, I haven't really looked at Agents of Imperium in any real sense. Good evening, Helen Phoenix. How are you? If you missed it earlier, I've put up approximate prices of all the things that they've put on, that their pre-order for the new Marines is going up on Saturday, the 30th. That's my 40th birthday. So I'm not going to be here that Saturday, but here's your prices. So take a screenshot. I put it in Discord as well. You can get it there. Sorry, where were we? We're looking at the Calidus Assassin. The Reign of Confusion. Once per battle, after your opponent uses stratagem, this model uses ability. If it does until the end of the battle, that CP of your cost of your opponent must pay to use the stratagem is increased by 1. Polymorph at the end of your opponent's turn. If this model is not within engagement range of any enemy units, you can remove it from the battlefield and then in the reinforcement step, and then set it up anywhere so it can like deep strike every turn as long as it's not within engagement range. She has a phase sword which is lethal precision, strength 5 -4 to AP. Okay, this used to ignore armor saves, so I guess this is worse, but -4 2+ isn't bad. And then the Neuro Shredder, anti-infantry 2-up precision, strength 5 -2 1 damage d6 shots. So her weapons are a bit swingy, that's for sure. Movement 7, T4, wounds 4, 4-up in bunch save. Okay, I mean, you take her for Reign of Confusion to mess with your opponent's CP, I guess, and you can maybe kill some infantry with her like shenanigans of like deep striking around. Okay, I guess I don't mind the Calidus Assassin. I'm not in love with the Whirlwind. I don't think it adds very much damage to things. Blood Angels 40th, 40k coincidence. Yeah, I mean that's pretty good coincidence, I guess. I actually thought for a minute that the Codex might come out on my birthday, but I mean, I guess pre-order my birthday is fine. Yeah. Vanguard veterans, all with the bolt rifles. The Infernus squad, all with the flamers. The Eradicators, no multi-melta in there. This list feels a little bit like... oh, you sent me a thing. The Apothecary attaches the Hellblasters to bring 1 back once they're out of the repulsor. The Lieutenant attaches the Stormguard to give them lethal and sustained hits. The Infernus Marines are the best kept secret. With Librarian Dreadnought, they delete an infantry unit easily. Add in Devastator Doctrine and Storms of Fire. They're very nasty. You have volume with them. You also have the Storm Speeder hit something. They can wound toughness 9 on 4s. Interesting. So, he's going to use the Librarian Dreadnought to teleport around the Infernus Squad. The Infernus Squad get 6 D6 auto hits. So, realistically, about 35 hits. So you get -1 AP from using Storm of Fire. So you make the enemy make 17 saves at -1. I don't know if I feel like that's that strong. She's also great at scoring because she's a lone operative, says Rezio. Yeah, I mean, I guess she's pretty useful, right? Since she's a lone operative, she can do secondaries. Her ability also can be done while she's off the board, per the rules commentary. She's amazing. Yeah, I guess if you use her multiple times to do secondaries and teleport her around multiple times. She fights first as well? Oh, sorry, I missed that. Okay. Well, this is why I need to spend more time looking at the assassins and the Imperial agents. Yeah, yeah, I guess she's kind of I think she's better at scoring than she is at killing, honestly. But yeah, I guess she can kill some infantry and stuff. Good evening, Electric Yeti. How are you? You think Infernus Marines are underrated? So I was just putting up the costs of all the things that are apparently on pre-order next Saturday. Saturday the 30th. This is basically everything that's going to be out. It's I just linked it in the Discord as well, so you can see the costs over there. Yeah, I don't know. I think Strength 5 no AP to me doesn't sound that good. Like, I think it's the no AP that sounds poor, because sometimes when you come up against, like, I don't know, you're playing Death Guard or something, you come up against a bunch of Terminators, no AP just does nothing against them, right? And I guess you know, you're saying, well, I can play Storm of Fire to give them 1 AP. But 17 saves on -1. I mean, you only wound Death Guard on like Death Guard Terminators, you only wound on 5s. So it's less than 17 saves. It's like, it's 35 auto hits. So if you only wound on 5s, they only have to save 11 times. Like, even if you pay your 1 CP for Storm of Fire, is that right? You kill 1 Terminator? You know, 170 points and a teleport and a CP to kill 1 Terminator. Yeah, you might not want to. Maybe you're saying like, oh yeah, John, I wouldn't use them to kill Terminators. But sometimes when you're in a game, you don't get to pick what you need to kill, right? Like I played Death Guard this week, and he just put like 2 squads of Terminators down in Deep Strike right next to my things, and it's like, I don't want to have to spend my time killing the Terminators, but I can't ignore the Terminators because they're right there in front. Is there a way to give them lethal hits? Well, you can't do lethal hits on Flamers, right? Because Flamers are auto hits, right? Highland Phoenix? But yeah, I mean, if you just want to flame a squad of infantry in the backfield, but then 170 points, would I just prefer 6 aggressors? I feel like I would, because the 6 aggressors are probably just going to be able to do... I was going to say, so those guys do 17 auto hits at strength 5. No AP. The aggressors do, what, 6.5 per guy times 6? They do 39. Yeah, you got to roll to hit, I suppose. So you get 35 auto hits, strength 5, no AP, or you get 25 hits, strength 4 -1 on Gravis Marines that then have Power Fists to punch them in the face. I don't know, I'm just not a fan of Infernus Marines personally. I'm also not really a fan of Stern Guard with bolt rifles fishing for the lethal hits. I think there's better units you can do that on. The aggressors are definitely a better choice. They're cheaper. And they also have melee combat as well. I know these guys technically have melee combat in that it's a close combat weapon, but like melee combat when it's a strength 4 no AP attack is a lot different from a strength 8 -2 power fist that does 2 damage a hit. And it's twin link dot as well on the Jump Marines get that shock assault still. Any extra damage is a bonus basically. Yeah, Jump Marines, based on the size of the squad, you will do half that in mortal wounds when you charge. So if you have 5 Jump Marines with a captain, you do 3 mortal wounds when you charge. I don't know if I feel like that's worth 200 and some points to do 3 mortal wounds on the charge. It's really, you know, yeah, you can say, oh, the chain swords are just a bonus, but 3 mortal wounds for 200 points is not really a viable build. Infernus Marines are good against orcs. Yeah, the problem I see with Infernus Marines though is like, you're going to a tournament, you don't know what you're going to play against. You come up against Custodes, that's a completely useless unit. You come up against Death Guard, I've just sort of said that's a completely useless unit. You come up against, yeah, like you said, orcs or something that have a native 5-up or 6-up save, then they're brilliant, right? And I guess orcs are toughness 5, so they're a good strength to kill orcs. But I think when you're, at least when I'm thinking about a tournament, I'm trying to think of any unit in my list that just doesn't perform into something, right? Like, I guess, like, for example, I just dropped some Predators because I was thinking, well, if I have to deal with, like, 20-man blocks of Necron warriors, Predator tanks aren't very good against them, right? But when you start thinking about, like, I don't know, I had a Death Company Dreadnought get to shoot his double heavy flamer, and I got to shoot that like 5 times in a turn, or 4 times in a turn. And I killed like 3 infantry models. I don't know if it's just me and flamers, but like I don't like the Infernus squad at all personally. I also don't like the Eradicator squad without multi-melta. I think 1 squad of snipers is also ill-conceived because I think you need 2 squads of snipers to kill things. I guess if you're using the snipers to perform actions, fine, but I feel like you've got the Calidus Assassin maybe to perform actions. Also, don't know if I'm in love with the Whirlwind anymore. It feels like I'm just going to slag everything in his list because I I don't know if the Whirlwind, in my opinion, kills enough to make it worthwhile. I think the Thunderstrike is good. I think the Repulsor Executioner is good. I think Librarian Dreadnought is good. I think the Lancer is good. I think the Heavy Intercessors is good. And I think an Impulsor full of Hellblasters is kind of a unique / quirky thing that could be good. But everything else in the list, I'm like, I'm indifferent on. Like, I'm not getting excited by Infernus Marines. I'm not excited by Sternguard Veterans. I'm not excited by a Whirlwind. And these are all units that I have. They just have been in the shelf for a while, I guess. So I would think about changing out some of them. Whirlwind be more... the Whirlwind... You're right. If Battle Shock was actually a usable / serious mechanic, then the Whirlwind would be better. I think you could... this is a Blood Angels list, remember? So, like, we've got no Death Company. We've said Death Company with Power Fists and Infernal Pistols are, like, our cheapest / best unit now, attached to, like, a Chaplain or Lamartez. Like, we could kind of agree that. So, you don't have any of them in this list. And I mean, it's fine not to have Death Company. You don't have to have Death Company. But I think they're good enough at 130 points to warrant them. Like, it's 20 Power Fist attacks, right? And they get full hits baked in. You don't need to oath their target. And if you got the Chaplain there, you get the full +1 to wound as well. There's nothing wrong with the Whirlwind. I just don't think it kills what you... So, Whirlwind indirect, 6 shots, -1 to hit because you're shooting indirect. Will be 3 hits. Is that right, Rezio? So, like, I just don't know if I feel three strength 8 hits at -1, because you'll be shooting indirect probably. Yeah, so you'll be -1 because you're indirect. So the average of this is 6.5. So 3 or 4. Let's say in a great day it's 4 hits. So 4 hits at strength 8, -1 because you're shooting indirect. The opponent will get cover. 2 damage. Is that worth 150 points a turn? Because I don't know if I feel like it is. That's my opinion. And hey, I ran the Whirlwind probably in every single game of 9th edition. When I was taking it to tournaments where people were slagging me off on this channel, why are you taking a Whirlwind? You don't know what you're doing with Blood Angels. So I ran the Whirlwind for the longest time because we used to be able to turn off Overwatch and make the enemy fight last. The Whirlwind didn't do any damage last edition. I feel like when it first came out, I was excited because it got like the 3 extra shots and it got 1 extra strength and I think it got 1 extra AP. But realistically, I don't really know what it's killing. I don't know if it's killing anything efficiently. I guess if you just need something to sit on your backfield and you just want a toughness 10 tank to sit on your backfield that can still shoot every turn, then I'm okay with you spending 150 points on it, I guess. But I think if you actually start working out like its damage output per point, I think it's pretty poor. Because I think statistically, that's 150 points in what? You'll kill 2 Marines a turn or something like that? So if a Space Marine, I'm trying to think, Intercessors are like 80 points, 85 points now. So you spend 150 points and you're killing like 16, 17 points of Marines per turn, statistically. So I don't know if I feel like... So if the Whirlwind's left alone for the entire game, you get 17 times 5. 17 times 5? So if it's left alone for the entire game and we're giving it the benefit of the doubt and saying that you're hitting 4 times every single time you shoot, which is high, you kill 85 points of stuff over the entire game. Yeah, I mean, there's other situations where you'll kill more, but I guess in some matchups, like, I just think that's kind of horrible, so I'm not going to run it. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could buff it with other units, but then you're talking about bringing other units to buff a Whirlwind, and I don't really know if I feel like it's good enough to be spending points on other stuff to give it extra AP or extra hits. But yeah, I guess we'll see. I guess there's so much I don't know about the new detachments. So maybe, but I don't think in what was this, a Gladius list? Yeah, I mean, I guess it's fine in Gladius, but I just don't know if I feel like if the Whirlwind becomes good again, great. But right now, I haven't run it in like 10 weeks at this point. I don't know if I feel like it's good enough to get like it doesn't like. It's just something that's not even on my radar, just because like I just think that its damage output is really bad. BWW says, I'm new to Blood Angels and I've included the standard intercessors in my list. Mistake or not, I have them, so I use them. What's the best character to attach to the unit to make the most of them? I feel like you don't want to attach characters to intercessors. They are a very standard unit, BWW, but they are good because they can sticky objectives and you can use something like a librarian to teleport them around. So keep your characters for more/better units, but it is fine to run regular intercessors. We don't see them all that much, but last edition sticky objectives was very strong, so if you're using that correctly, I think you can get value out of the intercessors. New rules designed by someone who didn't get what a whirlwind should be, sadly. Yeah, I mean, indirect fire is an obnoxious mechanic, and it's probably good it doesn't do too much damage, but yes. It gave me the clutch double battle shock and 2 objectives last game, which gave me the 2 objectives as he had more OC on it. Well, I mean, I guess if it battle shocks occasionally, the thing about the whirlwind battle shock though, remember that they get to roll their battle shock at the start of their turn. So even if they fail the battle shock to the whirlwind, then they'll get to roll it before they score anyway. So it's not super strong. How do you get auto wounds on the aggressors? You attach the apothecary biologist, this guy that I'm working on. So you attach the apothecary biologist, and then you also give him bolt or discipline. So what that means is on 5s or 6s, you get both a lethal hit and a sustained hit in Devastator Doctrine. So if you imagine your aggressors are rolling 36 dice, give or take, to attack with the bolters, every 5 or 6 is an auto wound and an additional hit. And then when you go to... So you oath your target. So when you go to reroll your hits, reroll even the successful hits that are 3s and 4s. So basically roll your 36 dice, because it's 18 bolter shots, 3 per guy, and then d6 grenades, which work out about 36 dice. Somewhere between 36 and 40 will be like your average. So you roll a 36 or 40, every 5 and 6 is a sustained hit and an auto wound. So let's say you roll 10 5s and 6s. That's 10 auto wounds and 10 additional hits. Then reroll every miss, including your 3s and 4s. Because basically anytime, if you roll a 3 and 4 back into a 5 or 6, that's like super valuable. So yeah, you will end up with some misses. So maybe you might end up with a few more misses because you've re-rolled some successful 3s and 4s. But you will have rolled a bunch more 5s and 6s, which are more auto wounds and more bursts. So basically, like, I shot my aggressors this week and had, I think it was something like 25 auto wounds and like 25 bursts or something from one squad of guys. And yes, you also give them, you put your army into Devastator Doctrine, and then you give the aggressors Storm of Fire, and you shoot the closest target. So those 25 auto wounds are AP -2. They're kind of really good. You have to shoot the closest enemy, but that's easy for Blood Angels because you just teleport them nearest the closest enemy with Librarian Dreadnought, right? Okay, Nathan's list is the third and final list for today, and then I guess we can take any final questions on the pre-orders if anyone's got that. Nathan is running a lieutenant with the bolter discipline, leading 10 Hellblasters. I actually need to do a video on this, like 10 Hellblasters versus that aggressor blob, and see what is best. I'll take a note of that because I feel like that's a video I should make. I was going to say, do I have time to make that video this week? I might have time to make that video like tomorrow night, actually, or at least get the slides together tomorrow night to put that video again together for the weekend. Yeah, because I keep seeing people telling me 10 Hellblasters with Lieutenant and Bolter Discipline. I was going to say, is there a way to attach a character to the Hellblasters to give lethal hits? Kind of Apothecary, like a Primaris Apothecary, can he be attached to Hellblasters? Yeah, then maybe he's the better choice. Oh, no, he doesn't give lethal hits. Sorry. The Lieutenant gives lethal hits. It's the Biologist that gives lethal hits. Sorry, I'm getting confused. So a Primaris Lieutenant gives lethal hits. Okay, but... And then you can still get those lethal hits on 5s and 6s from Bolter Discipline and Devastator Doctrine. Okay. Yeah, I gotta try this. The Primaris Apothecary is a good match with Hellblasters because he revives, but maybe bursting on 5s and 6s is better. The scary thing with this would be rolling Hazardous, though. Can you attach both the Apothecary and the Lieutenant to the Hellblasters? Is that possible? Okay, you've got Devastator scored with 4 las cannons. Sergeant has a combi weapon and a grav pistol. You got another Devastator with 4 grav cannons. You got another Devastator with 4 plasma cannons. Oh, he's got attack bikes. Oh, I feel sad for him. Okay, well, I mean, attack bikes were great, but they are going to Legends now. So, I mean, I guess you have to switch them out for something, I guess. We've got the 6 aggressors. They've actually come down. So this is... He hasn't used the new points. These guys are now 180 points, I think. The Scout Snipers, which again are going away. The Scout Bike Squad, which again are going away. Then Cursors, the Thunderstrike, the Librarian Dreadnought, the Redeemer, which I think has come down in points, and the Calidus Assassin. The tactics on the list is mostly firepower with a bit of every tool. The Librarian Dreadnought to get them where they need to be. Scouts, Assassin, and Bikes generally screen and play the mission. That's a few notes. Yeah, that's a good point. They never these new Space Marine releases, they didn't show off the new Scouts, right? Was that the only squad that was missing from the pre-orders?
I have awoken.
Hey, thank you so much. What was that? A new subscription, a new membership? Mutkip, thank you so much for subscribing. Yeah, was there another? I'd completely forgotten that we were getting those new Primaris Scouts. Was there another one? I'm very interested in the Hellblaster build. Yeah, I mean, I guess the dangerous... We almost need to do this with low power, because I think 10 Hellblasters on high powers is a scary amount of hazardous rolls to make, right? Don't overlook what Gravis Devastators can do to vehicles, especially with Storm of Fire. I mean, Storm of Fire would help Grav cannons tons because they're only -1 AP, so Storm of Fire is a good tool against them. When I get turn 1, the Scout Bites can move 9 inches, Scout, plus a 12-inch move, plus 2d6 charge to type any vehicles or move block. I fell 1 inch short of a turn 1 capture of the enemy outpost in the last game. Yeah, it's just a pity the Scout Bikes are basically gone. Like, when this new Space Marine stuff comes out in like 2 weeks' time, this list doesn't... Half this list is gone. Your attack bikes are gone, your Scout Snipers are gone, your Scout Bike is gone. So it'd be hard to know what you're replacing these with. I guess you could maybe replace them with some armor, maybe like a... I guess you're going to use Librarian Dreadnought to teleport around all your Devastators and stuff, which is interesting. You've got the 1 unit of armor in the Land Raider Redeemer. I suppose the aggressors are probably inside that. Obviously, you could attach the Biologists to the aggressors because you've got room inside the Redeemer for that, which I think is pretty good. I need to be theorizing the Hellbasters with the new detachments as well. Well, I don't have the new Codex, man, so I don't know what the new detachments are. And I guess I don't know. I haven't really read the leaks because I don't know the truth of the leaks or whatever, you know. So it's like, yeah, maybe the leaks are accurate. When will other channels that actually other channels that Games Workshop when will they get Will they be able to do their early like unboxings of the codex like next Saturday? Yeah, I mean, I think this would have been a fun list, but I guess there's no time to play it now before they change it. I think once they change it, it's nice to see Incursors and a Thunderstrike. I think that is a good combo in terms of buffing units. I guess I need to check out the damage output of the Hellblasters with the 10 men. Yeah, I'm trying to think what I would change out in this list. I think probably try and put in maybe like I was gonna say like yeah, do you know what? I would put the Death Company into this list. I keep saying it. I said it in the last list as well, but like Death Company at 130 points plus a Chaplain or something, or Lamartez, I think is very good. It's possibly one of the best things we have. The Scout Bikes you might need to try and replace with Outriders, but I don't think they're going to be as effective as your Scout move, I guess. And then maybe you need some sort of lone operative. Like if you're using the Scout Snipers as lone operative to hold your backfield objective, maybe you want to attach like a Phobos. Is it the Phobos Librarian that gives the Incursors the ability to not be shot to give them lone operative? I forget. I haven't done that. Yeah, I'm sure it's the Phobos Librarian because I was painting the Phobos Librarian the other week because I thought I might need him. Librarian and Phobos armor. Where is he? While this model's in the unit of the stealth ability and cannot be targeted out with 12 inches. So that would help your Incursors. Yeah, potentially. Okay, so that is the army list for tonight and also the pre-order stuff fully covered, I think. Teammate took a Hellblaster unit with a buffing character yesterday. Don't worry about the hazardous rolls. That unit did some serious work throughout the day. Yeah, I mean, just rolling 10d6 hazardous is pretty scary for me. I'm really good at rolling like 4 1s or something. What's the Hellblaster's max range again? I think it's 30 inches now. I think it used to be 36 on the heavy weapons, but they like they consolidated their guns into one profile, didn't they? Where is it? Hellblasters. Oh no, it's 24 inches. So they can obviously do strength 7 -2 1 damage, or strength 8 -3 2 damage. And then every model that dies on a 3-up, you remove it from play. The destroyed model can shoot. The attacking model has finished making attacks and then is removed for play. So it's funny how you can fight on death on melee on a 4-up, but you can shoot with a plasma gun that's exploded in your face on a 3-up. How does that make any sense? This is why Games Workshop don't like me, because I call out BS when I see it. And if Death Company can only fight on a 4-up, raging madmans that are in your face with a chainsword, how come these guys get a fight on a 3-up when their guns exploded in their hands? It makes no sense. They're heavy, yeah, so if you stand still, you hit on 2s. But that doesn't help your hazardous roll in any way, shape, or form. John, you know that the Hellblasters shoot again when they die for hazardous. Yeah, on a 3-up, they shoot again, yeah. But I mean, Hellblasters, I actually don't know how many points they are, but I generally don't like removing my own models because I rolled a 1 on a hazardous test. Yeah. I don't know, I paint like 10 Hellblasters was like one of the first things I painted when the first Primaris Marines I ever painted were Hellblasters. I just never find an opportunity to run them. I'll do some maths on it. We'll find out if they're going to be any good. The hazardous 10 hazardous dice scares me though. It really does. Like statistically, I would roll like 2 1s, but on a bad roll, you roll like 4 or 5 1s. It's a lot of guys to lose for 1 shot, and it's only 2 damage. It's only strength 8. And remember, Oath of Moment's going to change as well in the very near future. So I guess, yeah, maybe I shouldn't make any math video this week, Rezio. Maybe you're right. Maybe I need to come up with something else if the new detachments are going to change everything. Interesting. You're scared of hazardous? Says the Crisis Suit player. Yeah, I thought the plasma on Tau didn't have hazardous. Or I guess they maybe changed that now. But Tau plasma never used to have hazardous, right? Like, that never used to be a thing? They have it now? I used to get upset that Tau plasma had 3 damage instead of 2 like everybody else's. Just overcharge them when they die. They auto pass hazardous if they shoot on death. No, I suppose you could overcharge them when you die. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to play the same list that I played last week against the Votan this week. And then I guess I'm going to have to decide if I'm going to change my detachment or list before I go to the tournament, because there's not very much time after the Space Marine Codex comes out. The thing is, last time I had to wait ages for my Codex. Like, it was almost like 2 weeks late. I hope that doesn't happen again this time. If you overcharge 6 Cyclonics, you lose 2 suits on average. Holy shit. Yeah, I mean, short of paying CP to reroll hazardous tests, I just hate hazardous tests, I guess. I generally don't use weapons that have hazardous tests. The only thing that I do with that is like smites. Remember, rerolls to hit are not... Your hazardous tests are not the same as your hit roll anymore, Highland Phoenix. You're remembering that. The hazardous test is an independent roll that you make after you've finished shooting. And it basically is like, on a 1, you take 3 mortal wounds. And you can CP that, but you can obviously only CP one of them. Willem says the aggressor's mix of range and melee feels more Blood Angels to me. It does, but Willem, aggressors are actually kind of shit in melee. I was thinking about this the other day, and I was going to make a video to kind of call out this BS. But maybe it's not BS. And I mean, I think of things, and then I think to myself, what do I think to myself? I think to myself, maybe they've done this for a balance reason. So maybe I'm just wrong. But at the same time, I also think to myself, like, this is so stupid. Aggressors whose whole suit is 2 of these fist things get 3 attacks hitting on 4s, right? They get 2 fists. Technically, they are twin-linked, but I don't know why the hell these guys need to hit on 4s. Honestly, because, like, if you look at, like, Terminators, even like a regular intercessor, like a bog standard intercessor. If you give a bog standard intercessor a power fist, if I can ever find the damn profile for it, they should have really made like a good way to jump this document around. You give a bog standard intercessor a power fist, he gets to hit on 3s, right? Whereas the guys in the big, heavy Gravis armor, arguably made for fighting with big, heavy power fists, and they have 2 of them, they only hit on 4s. Like, what gives? Is it a typo? I'm sure this is right. I'm sure this codex is up to date. I think for some reason they just decided that aggressors suck at melee, which makes no sense, because if you look at this model and you think about like the aesthetic of it, or like what they should be doing, you know, like Terminators, again, they just hit on 3s. Like, is there that much difference between Terminator armor and aggressor armor? Like, aggressors need to have 1 less to hit? I don't know. It's to balance out the twin-linked? But, I mean, that's kind of the point of them having twin link power fists so that you can't tell me that you can't be like, this is a twin assault cannon, so we've decided to make it -1 to hit because it's got twin linked. At that point, it's just stupid, right? I don't know. I just was thinking about it because I was using the aggressors and shooting, and I was thinking the aggressors suck in melee because I was playing Death Guard, so I'm -1 to my ballistic and weapon skill if I'm within 12 inches. So against Death Guard, I'm my aggressors are hitting in melee only on 5s. And I was like, why? Why? It makes no sense to me. These are guys with 2 power fists who arguably are just going to wade into combat, swing. Like, how can they miss? They're just like punching with 2 power fists. Like, how can they miss 50% of the time with weapon skill 4 up? Whereas the Terminators, I don't know. Anyway, guys, that is tonight's stream. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed it. Here's the pre-order prices that we've guessed. So, do your budget. If the aggressors hit well, they rock in melee, so help them out. Yeah, I mean, I think aggressors would be good. Blade Guard all the way. Yeah, I mean, Blade Guard, I mean, maybe it's just to balance things, I guess. But yeah, I feel like aggressors, I don't think they would have been overpowered if they hit on 3s in melee. I think that would have made sense. It's like balance is prioritized over what the model literally looks at. I guess. Okay, I hope you enjoyed tonight's stream. Please leave a like if you didn't do that already. If you want to see more, subscribe. I have a video going out tomorrow. I think I'm putting it out tomorrow. And it's a Blood... I was going to say it's a Blood Angels. It is not Blood Angels. It's an Ultramarines list. Since you guys stayed to the end, I'll show you the thumbnail. So I got this coming out tomorrow. Infantry Heavy Ultramarines win a GT. Hey? I guess there's going to be more videos where we're like looking at all the different detachments and stuff. So this is a start of so much of 40k's roll 4s and wins. I mean, true. But yes, here's your pre-order prices for next Saturday. Remember to use the Element Games link if you haven't done it. It's in the video description. If you're here in the UK, you may as well get 20% off because this shit's going to be expensive. And that's about it. Enjoy your evening. Thanks for watching. Leave a like. I'll catch some of you guys tomorrow night in the comments when we look at Ultramarines. And hopefully, I think I learned a little bit by looking at this Ultramarines list, so hopefully some of you guys will as well. Infantry, good. Yeah. Heavy Intercessors, good. I was really enjoying painting the Heavy Intercessors last night. I've got a lot to still do on them, but I really do like painting Gravis Marines, man. They're just... I was going to say, they're really cool to paint. It would be a real bummer if, let's say, some of them only hit in melee on 4s. That would just be dumb, wouldn't it? Because they're big heavy armor guys. They're designed to hit on 3s. It would make a lot of sense. Yeah, I think I'm going to run Heavy Intercessors for my next tournament. I haven't run any to a tournament ever, so it might be the first time for that. So, what am I having lead them? Nothing. I'm going to teleport them around onto objectives with my Librarian Dreadnought, and I'm going to have them be a nightmare to get killed, or... yeah, nightmare for the enemy to kill. That's the plan. Cool. Tune in for tomorrow night's video, Tom, because I talk all about when we look at the Ultramarines list. The Ultramarines guy won a tournament with, I think he might have even had 2 squads of Heavy Intercessors. Or maybe he had 3 battle line units. Are they called battle line anymore? I forget what they're called now. I'm sure they're called battle line. He had 3 units that were like the equivalent of what battle line are called. Troops, basically. So yeah. Cool. Alright, enjoy your night, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Peace. Greetings, brothers. Welcome to the Blood Angels Commander channel.